filming my work all day long, doing my best to pass it on, making them vids, making them good, sharing knowledge just like I should.
Hang in there, hang in there. I gotta load up. There we go. That's how I check to see if it's working. Let's break it down.
You didn't purge your nitrogen.
Even I get the commercial.
YouTube police, the YouTube police.
Oh, look at the license plates. Large.
YouTube police.
One of the viewers sent me that license plate from Ireland.
Get
me, YouTube police.
YouTube police.
Oh,
Man,
sick.
They got my boy OC.
Yeah, they got
They
OC.
got Lex Vance. And they got Steve Labs, YouTube police. YouTube police.
Breaker.
Oh, man.
Breaker.
They cracking balls as fast as they can.
Oh, yeah, it's working. That's how I test my shit. Keith Peterson, what's up? Josh, what's up, brother? First message. We love the lurkers. I'll find that song for you.
You and me, the YouTube police, YouTube police, the HVAC
YouTube police. Oh, Felipe's in there. Fixer 69. Oh shit, we got Marat's in the house, the busiest man in HVAC. Let me know how the volume's coming across. You guys are my feedback. Oh, yeah. XRP off the grid plan, man. Good evening. Weaver Maintenance is in the house. Fixer 69. No soy boys here. Cobra Runner's in the house. What's up, brother? Oh, we opened up tonight with the YouTube police song. Volume's good. Thank you, Fixer 69.
Too moist. They took his badge with no joy. YouTube police.
Dude, I got your message, Stromy.
Oh, man,
You got the chili sauce tool bag. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Neil says turn it up a little bit. Should I turn it up a little bit? Is the music louder than the vocal?
Talking about the YouTube police. H.V.A.C. YouTube police. They're gonna
Is that better?
You and me.
Oh, we got Keith Peterson. I'm a super tech. I get off before. I haven't had a call back in 15 years. Oh, thanks, Keith Peterson, for the super chat. The way I do my live stream, I use the phone, the film, so I don't have a way to put it up for everybody. I gotta learn how to do the StreamYard and all that bullshit. Oh, Felipe, fuck no. No, Felipe. Felipe posted up, let's go Dodgers. Epic. Listen to that little bass. How often do you get a bass solo? Yeah, well, when NorCal Dave makes a song, you do. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Neil says that's better. Is everybody cool with the volume? I can't hear what's out there. I try my best. I had so much fun making that song, the YouTube police song. I did. I put a bass solo in that song. How often do you get a bass solo? Not very often. Dude, I'm so glad you guys are caught up working at 5 p.m. on a Friday. You know, how rare is that for the HVACR community on the West Coast? I see a bunch of West Coast guys in here on a 5 o'clock on a Friday. Now, here's what's going on in Santa Cruz this summer. We are having this is what I call a real Santa Cruz summer. tons and tons of coastal fog. And I texted Felipe today. So you guys know me and Felipe always talk to each other. And Felipe's out working. Of course you are, man. You and Marat, the busiest guys in HVAC, Southern California. And oh, Vince Ornalis is in SoCal too. Right on, brother. King of the Crease. I'm on call this weekend. I gotta replace the bed tomorrow. You guys ever pull the mattresses out of the house? And I'm on a 2-story. And I've had back surgery. Fucking killer. Oh well, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go for it. You know how it is. Cheers from Monterey County, HH. Yeah, right on, HH. Um, yeah, we are having a real Monterey Santa Cruz summer. Tons of coastal fog. So I sent Felipe my weather report because he asked me if I was NorCaling it after work today, and I was like, not today, bro. But I got a bunch of stuff in the pipeline, so we're doing good. We're doing fine, can't complain. So I watched this guy. So if you guys are in California, there's 2 weather guys to watch on YouTube. So I watched this guy, Mark Finan, and he basically does the weather like for the Sacramento area, Central Valley. He's more key to the foothills and the Sierras and that. And then I watched Bill Martin, which was our Bay Area weather guy for a gazillion years, and Bill surfs. And those are the 2 weather guys I watch on YouTube for Northern California weather. So between the 2, I'll get a bunch of Bay Area and Tahoe stuff, and you can mesh it together. And they're using the same models because everyone's got access to all this stuff. But they're both retired television weather guys that were at the top of their game, and they're freaking awesome. So between Bill Martin and Mark Finan on YouTube, weather, just look them up for weather, man, you get the best forecast for the areas. And they're talking about how June and July for California, those guys out in the Central Valley are skating through, man. 90s. They've only had a few triple digit days, so they're skating. And then on the coast here, the fog's just sucking in every morning. And it's been real easy living. So let's see here. Oh, you know what I need to do? I got to make the chat bigger. Holy cow, I did. I'm learning how to do this Apple shit. It's like a 2-finger pinch and a 3-finger pinch. Like a 3-finger lid when you'd get a sack of weed back in the late 70s, early 80s when I was a kid. Yeah, lid of weed, man. I'm getting caught up. So I got Strawmies in there. Now, can I still scroll? Oh, but you know what it does? When so if I zoom in, I can't get to the bottom. F you, Apple. Screw you, Apple. I'm going to get caught up here real quick. But let's launch it. Friday night live stream. With your host, NorCal Dave. Yeah, baby. Yeah, well, that was a shitty fade out. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, so you gotta wheel the fade out. I might have been at not 7. Where did I go? Safeway? I was at Safeway earlier. It was packed to the freaking max. Having fun up here in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Fixer 69, home of EEA Fly-In. My speakers are full volume and I can hear you when the planes fly over. Oh, that's awesome, Fixer. Thank you. Let's see. Marat's got a comment on here. Marat SoCal, you got to follow him on Instagram, dude. Guy does 10,000 calls a day. He's like the Energizer Bunny of refrigeration. You're the Energizer Bunny of refrigeration, brother. I should come work for you when I retire. I should get out there and slay it. Was pretty mellow summer here in SoCal this year so far. Yeah, you do a bunch of stuff on the coast too. I got a good change out. I got a Marat style change out coming Tuesday. Condensing unit, coil. We'll see what else we throw in on there. I think the drain line in that one's already PVC, so it's kind of like cheating. The last couple drain lines I've had to do were copper. which I don't mind. It's fun doing it. When is Tipping hosting the CP? That's the best comment ever, dude. We need to get Mr. Tippins in here. Yeah, we got to get Tippy. Tippy's got to come make a guest host Tippins. Oh, freaking Mr. Tippins. I bet he's in the back of the truck getting gangbanged right now by the knee pads. Um, what's your thoughts on the Milwaukee cordless vacuum pump? Felipe's got one. He says it's phenomenal. I would get that. I've got the little 2CFM first generation Navac that they sent out, and it's good. It's convenient to have a cordless vacuum pump. It really is convenient. And then I get those guys on YouTube. They're always coming at me to they want to give me their little portable solar power stations to do videos on. And I think so far I've done one, and I got another company that might send me one right now. And if I get it, I'll make a video on it. So that's something you might be able to take up to the roof and plug your 110-volt vacuum pump in and run. Just more options on stuff as we go down the road. But I would say that Milwaukee cordless vacuum pump is a hit. Maybe Felipe will leave a message. Let me get caught up here. Vince Ornelas, what's your thought? Yeah, okay, we read that one. Let's see. Felipe's on there. The best is coming August, September. Yeah, it's usually the best weather. Neil C. Vids. Gain was weird on the mic, whispering one moment, then blasting the next. Huh, interesting. Love me some NorCal Dave, Fixer 69. Thank you, man. Thank you. Marat, you're hired, Dave. Oh, I got me a job when I'm retired. Here's the deal, though, dude. I got to ride in your van. I'm not driving in SoCal. I'll be the co-pilot. You'll be able to stand around all day and watch me work. How's that? We'll let you take 5 and you can do phone calls and shit and order parts. You'll see Tippy 2 on the shelf behind you. I don't know, Tippy 2. You know what's on the shelf behind me? Check out this poster here. So, this poster, this Metallica poster, Don Peralta did that. And he's what would his business be called? Gosh, I should know this. He's like, that he has a business that does artwork. They could do your business logo, kind of stuff like that. And so when I won those tickets off the podcast, Polymax Particles podcast, I didn't win the tickets. John Joseph did, this other guy, and he invited me to come along. You guys should check out that podcast. It's fun, especially if you're in California. Sports, a lot of music talk, pop culture. It's more geared towards Northern California, but it's fun as heck. So it's Polymax Podcast. No, Polymax Particles on YouTube. And it's also on Instagram and all this stuff. But he made this poster, this Metallica poster, and it's badass. So it's flying high on the starting lineup. Sometimes those guys will come in here on the comments too, so it's pretty cool. Oh, we got a super chat from Keith Peterson. NorCal Dave has made me more relaxed has made me a more relaxed super tech. Dude, man, that's really nice. The whole point of the channel, when I started this channel, there was so many fucking red asses out. Sorry for cussing. So many red asses the kids are watching. So many red asses out there in the trade. I was like, you know what, man? I've always surfed. I've always had like that skateboard mentality and the punk rock mentality. And I get pissed off sometimes. You don't want to be around me when I'm pissed off. I'll get locked in and I'll get punk rock and just be an asshole. But 99% of the time, man, I always had that surfer mentality, even when it came to work. And it was just like, I'm in the truck by myself. We're all alone. I'm going to have fun. So then when I figured out, oh shit, people are doing cameras and putting this on YouTube, I'm in. And I had the greatest luck of all these great old timers that taught me, that were the cool old timers, not the bitter guys that were like, let you fall on your face. but the cool old timers that wanted to teach you the trade. And there's reasons for it. We'll get into that for a minute here too. So my whole point for doing my channel, and you guys know this, was to share the knowledge. I wasn't going to go commercial and chong on it to make a buck. So there's guys that make a lot of money on YouTube, HVAC. I wasn't going to do that. And I was like, I ain't selling out. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let it be my way or the highway. And I'm going to do silly stuff and be myself and let the cards fall where they land. But people have really, really enjoyed the videos. Like the last live stream, there was a guy from Latvia and in Russia, and he says they're using the videos, using the NorCal videos in Latvia and Russia to teach guys in trade school the trade. That's a great compliment. So, and I can't believe people watch my shit, so it's hilarious. And then with all the silly songs, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. John, how do we pronounce your last name? I'm going to try and get this right. Rogasic. John Rogasic. What do you think about the Elitech manifold for refrigeration hobbyists? The Elitech shit's killer. The little Elitech manifold, the tiny one, best bang for the buck. If I'm going to be honest, I'd love that little manifold. Let's see. We got Felipe's all NP vents. You'll need an 8 amp battery minimum. Oh, so Felipe's giving out tips for the Milwaukee vacuum pump. So if you get the cordless Milwaukee vacuum pump, Felipe says you need to get an 8 amp hour battery minimum. That's a good heads up, Felipe. I'm running a 12 amp hour battery because I'm a hack. No, it's because you're a Dodger fan. Let's see. Marat says, works for me. One thing, I'll need you to get a license plate for my van. Dude, we'll just take the Vangina license plate and move it over. Oh, get me down in San Clemente, dude. You got to get a bunch of accounts in San Clemente. And then we could go surf, dude. I'll teach you how to surf. And then your business will go downhill. We'll just be like, fuck that service call. We'll go surfing. Oh, it'll be hilarious. Oh, Felipe says you need an 8 amp hour battery or a 12 amp hour battery. Sorry, I can't talk. To pull multiple vacuums, or you'll be on the battery charger. Wait till Sunday's video comes out and you can watch the H10 battery. I didn't even notice when I broke it out the battery was dead. I really screwed the pooch this week on a call, and I put it on the video. You guys can watch me screw the pooch Sunday morning at 5 a.m. Pacific. What's that? 8 a.m. East Coast. Yeah. Yeah, I screwed the pooch. You guys can watch it. Let's see. Michael Baxter's in here. They're all bitter now. Michael, who's all bitter now? I gotta find out. Puffalophagus is in the house. What's up, brother? I found out that those cold old timers don't put time into people that don't put time into getting better themselves. Well, that's true. That's true. I had a great bunch of old timers. We could talk about that for a minute. So when I was coming up, the shop had a bunch of old timers in there. And looking back on it now, the reason they were so freaking cool and shared knowledge and weren't the guys that were like, F you, learn on yourself, I'm going up the ladder. They had no intention or in their being to go, fuck you, I'm moving up the ladder and I'm going to step on your face as I go up the ladder. Those dudes just wanted to come to work and have a job, have a solid job for their career, right? So how are they going to do that? And this is my brain working years later, analyzing everything. The way they were going to do that was by making the shop number one, right? A reputation, customer retention. Well, how am I going to have a good reputation and customer retention? I got to make sure these young guys know what the F they're doing. And that's what they did. They taught us, they trained us, they showed us every trick in the book, and they helped us. And the reason was those guys weren't, where were you going to jump ship to in the old days? I'm talking like 1987, 1988. That's when I got in the trade, 87. They were locked in, man. They were there till they retired. So they weren't going to bone you. They weren't going to hose you. They weren't stepping on your face to climb this corporate ladder thing. They were like, no, man, this is our shop. And I'm talking about smaller shops. I've never worked in a big giant shop. Except for, well, my day job's kind of like a big giant shop, but it's totally different. But when I was out there, even when I was in the union, everything, dude, the shops were, I've always worked for a smaller shop. And those dudes were about making the shop number one, customer retention, doing a good job, having a great reputation. So how are you going to do that? Are you going to bone your coworkers, especially you guys that are out there right now, maybe even watching the video? Maybe you got 10, 15 years into this gig. Don't bone those young guys. Teach them. Get them good. Share every trick in the book, man. Everything. Yeah, there might be a couple you don't like. Yeah, you could step on their faces on the way up. but but seriously, you need to make your shop number one. And you want a reputation. You want your shop to have the best reputation, and you want customer retention. And how are you going to do that? You're going to do that by doing good work. And you need the young guys. You can't send the young guys out effing up. You got to have those guys smart so they're doing a good job and the thing keeps moving, right? The wheels, the gears keep grinding and the wheels keep moving. And that's what it's all about. And that was the old guys that I got to work with, you know. They could be hard on your ass, and they would be. And, but you know what was cool too? I remember being in the truck with those guys as a young dude in like 87, 88. Not only would they be hard, but sharing knowledge. They would share life lessons, dude. And if your ears were open and you'd listen to these dudes, they would tell you shit that would help you in life. And then the best part was, I ain't kidding, those dudes would always grab a beer on the way back to the shop. So back in those days, you didn't get to take your truck home. The truck went to the shop, then you took your personal car home. And that's how it was in the old days. It changed as time changed. Then you got to take the truck home. They figured out, just let the guys take the trucks home and then we'll dispatch them from the house or whatever. Come into the shop once or twice a week and we'll get together. But back in the day, the trucks came back to the shop. So when I was an apprentice, I rode with the old timers. Dude, those guys would, were all clear at the end of the day. No more calls, checked in with the dispatcher. Shit, it was beers on the way back. Psst, in the work truck, dude. The old school. The old school beers on the way back in. All right, let me get caught up on the chats here. Um, let's see here. I got a little side project retrofitting the guts on a mini fridge into a wooden ice box. Ooh, that'll be cool. Let's see. We got King of the Crease. I'm way back here on the chat because I was bullshitting. Because last live I got all sidetracked and I couldn't remember anything. I had to buy a new battery for my H10 Pro. It would not hold the charge after 6 years. New battery, $75. 6 years, dude. You did good. And those are NiCad batteries. They need to make a lipo battery for those. Shannon Knight's in the house. Shannon, I hope you learned your Taco Bell lesson. And you're making peanut butter and jellies at home now. Let's see. Puffaluffagus. That's my strategy. Make the other techs at my company better so my job goes smoother. Also, they don't embarrass me. Exactly. That's exactly right. Michael Baxter, the old timers. Everything speaking makes sense. You're a bright light to observe the big energy. Exactly. Oh, Michael Baxter's telling me to preach. Preach it. Pastor NorCal. Refrigeration pastor. I love it. Hey, speaking of Pastor NorCal, did you guys watch that HBO series, The Righteous Gemstones? Holy cow. So I got to go off on a tangent just for a minute. That freaking TV show. Okay, so I started watching it. I binge watched it. So, and for me, watching TV is probably from like 9 at night till like midnight, right? Or 11 at night, 9 to 11, or eight to 11. I got a little 3 hour window. And so the wife usually she goes and sacks out about 9 o'clock. Dude, I was laughing so hard out loud. Dude, I was waking her up. She was getting so pissed. It was like, is that show really that funny? I was like, oh my God. When they brought in that baby Billy character and he's doing cocaine and shit. Oh yeah, man. I was dying. Oh, it's so funny. Have you guys seen that show? It's Danny McBride. Remember Eastbound and Down, Flama Blanca? And then they had the vice principals, him and Walton Goggins. Goggins is in there too. It's oh my God. I don't want to give too much away because it's just too funny. That's and that's that so the Danny McBride shows are at my mentality level. That's me right there. Bing. Oh shit, I was dying. Lizzie Puffaluffagus. Every time they go hard on you, you learn something though. That's true. That's very true. And then they'd get you a beer at the end of the day. I I'll tell you guys, I misdiagnosed a part winding compressor one time. Those guys lit my ass because they called my bullshit. I was a young guy, didn't know how to diagnose part winding, and I thought the compressor was bad, and it wasn't. And guess what? They taught me how to troubleshoot a part winding compressor. What's cool is nowadays you don't see a whole lot of those anymore. Let's see, Jason Kadoti. Sup, Dave? I got a 1990 GMC Ventura G2500 conversion van, AC blowing cold again. It's R12. Perfect. Jacob Bagger. What's up, NorCal? Finally making a live stream. Welcome, Jacob. It's nice to have you in the house. Jason Kadoti, I was watching the same show and said, what the fuck a few times. Dude, that TV show is so funny. Nasty HVACR. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, brothers? Hey, Nasty. Keith Peterson, $2 super chat. They have pockets full of quarters. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Puffaluffagus. The sister is wild in the gemstones. Oh, yeah. What about her husband, dude? I don't know how far you've made it. I don't want to give shit away in case no one's seen it. I'll just stop right there. Yeah, but the sister is absolutely, she's nuts. They're all nuts. It's hilarious. What a great show. And if you guys haven't seen it, so it's John Goodman's in it. There's a lot of good actors in there. They had a really good cast on that one. Fixer 69. Ren and Stimpy are funnier than poop. I used to watch the Ren and Stimpy cartoons with the kids. All right, Keith Peterson. The new $20 bills. Oh, yeah. Quarters all day. 4 quarters all day. Oh, man. So check this out. I got some paperwork here for you guys because I did a little homework today. So I got pricing on refrigerant because I'm running dangerously low on refrigerants. So I'm gonna have to restock the van. And this is evil, Knievel. You know, if there's guys out there doing side jobs out of their boss's vans using the boss's refrigerant, that company's gonna go bankrupt. The price of refrigerant is so outrageous right now. Oh, Fixer 69 lost his fart. WSW, what's up, brother? I'll have to check that show out, bro. I guarantee you'll laugh your butt off. I don't know if you can have the kids watch it because, dude, the kids can't watch that show. It's a grown-up show. Just a heads up. You can have the wife come watch it, but the kids cannot watch that show. Just a heads up. That's an adult show. You could just think of everything. Like there might be shots of men's genitalia in that show. So yeah, the kids can't watch that one, but you and the wife could watch it. But don't let the kids watch that show. It's a little bit up there. So that's my heads up for you. Yeah. It's an adult show. It's an adult show. So Here's a couple prices I got for 410A. So I just ran out of 410A. Where was the last air conditioner I put 410A in? Oh, yeah. So you guys remember the one where the seagulls always attack me? That air conditioner out there? He's gonna finally replace that thing. It's finally I got a killer video of fixing the evaporator on it probably like what 5 years ago. It lasted 5 years after my repair. And before that, we had done the micro channel condenser. It was an old, I think it was an old York. It was a York package unit with micro channel. We did the condenser fan motor. It was a disaster. I had to put a piece of strut across the top. The top. Yeah, that air conditioner got my kids through college. And then there was one night I went up there and it was low on charge. I pulled the coil out, found the leaks, fixed all the leaks on the coil, put it back. Made it like 5 years after that repair, which I can't believe, honestly. And so that thing's finally gone, and that's where I used the last of my 410A. So I called a few parts houses today for a price for 410A, and here's what I got. One place wanted 350 bucks for 24 pounds. RSD wanted 318.70. That's an investment. So then I asked them all about 404A. I just ran out of 404A. And so check this out. I got this display case and I checked my notes. That little app I use, Tiny Invoice, great little app. So the last time I charged this unit up was February of 2023. And I had made a note on there that it had a small leak. Let's see how long it lasts. Because I'm thinking, oh, we'll end up doing an evaporator quote. And it's a federal open air display case. So it made it, just over 2 years, 2.5 years. I leak checked the shit out of that thing yesterday. With the H10, I got nada. So your boy's gonna throw the UV dye in there. I'm gonna go Marat. Look, I just got it. I'm gonna go UV dye in that thing. And I'm gonna take my light, my flashlight, and this is the cool thing about the O light. Look, it's on my hip. And you can see this in a lot of my videos. There's a link to this flashlight. It has flashlight, laser beam, and UV light. I'm gonna find that leak with the Arc-Filled Pro from Olight. And this link is in a lot of my videos. It goes to my Amazon affiliates, and I might make like 50 cents if I sell you one. But the price of this has come way down. I paid $100 for this, and I think the last video I had a link for it, it's down to like 75 bucks. It is a killer flashlight. You want to see how bright it is? All right, this is probably gonna blow your eyeballs out. In your face. Yeah. Oh, check that. And then it does this. Yeah, look at that. And then it does this. Oh, right in your eyeball. Right. And then it does UV. And then I got UV light. And it does UV. So you can point at shit. And then it does UV. And I got UV light for finding leaks. This is an awesome little flashlight. And what's funny was I didn't know if I was going to like it being the shape that it is. But man, this thing really works. So it's the Olight Arc-Filled Pro. And they make them in different colors. If you want to get all crazy, dude, they got crazy anodized colors, orange, and they make them look like Luke Skywalker and all this crazy shit. But if you go on Amazon or if you go on my videos and you've checked the links, I think the last video I had a link for this, it was down to 75 bucks, which is that's 25 bucks less than I paid for it. So it's a good flashlight. And I always try to give you guys a heads up on equipment that actually works for our trade. All right, the next refrigerant. Let me get caught up on a couple chats and then we'll go for the next one. WSW, what up? I'll have to check that show out. Yeah, we talked about that. Fixer 69, he lost his fart. Yeah, we talked about that. Puffaluffa, yes. We have to mark our tanks whenever we use refrigerant, and the numbers have to match up to the van stock. Yeah, at the prices. Yeah, in the old days, now you could probably rob your boss. Nowadays, man, your company's going to go bankrupt if you're using the boss's refrigerant for side jobs. You might as well just shell out the cash and have the boss get you a jug or two because it's so expensive. Hey, how about the hack mechanics that are out there doing gas and goes, bro? It's too expensive to do a gas and go. And you got to take the customer by the hand and go, look at these prices right here for this gas. Yeah, guess what? I'm going to be here until we find this leak. Can't gas and go. It's too expensive. Marat, SoCal. Hey, Dave, have you ever got pulled over for your license plate? I have not. I have not gotten pulled over for my license plate. But you know what I have got? I've gotten a ton of 20-year-olds and surprisingly, women taking pictures of that license plate and coming over to me cracking up, going, bro, that is hilarious. Yep, Puffalophagus, the predator blood is going in. That's right. We'll call that video the predator blood. I got to find the leak on that display case, man. It's been 2 years. Tiny, tiny leak somewheres. And the H10's not getting it, so you know it's a small leak. All right, Puffalophagus. There's a Husky that has high, low, and UV for $20 at Home Depot. Bitchin'. I'll have to check that out. The Fixer 69. I can't see. Thanks a lot, NorCal. Yeah, no shit. Gonna go Morad. Gonna go Morad at it. Yes, I am. I am. I want to do the UV dye, dude. Why fuck around? Put that shit in there, get down the road to the next one. Marat doesn't have time. Watch his Instagram, dude. Brother doesn't have time to have a coffee, dude. That guy's got so much work. He's doing like 10,000 calls a day. And then he goes home and changes the brakes on the van in his garage. Dude, that was epic, brother. That guy worked. That guy did 10,000 calls and went home and changed the brake pads on the Ford, dude. It was. Oh, I love that. That was my favorite day on Instagram. All right, King of the Crease. My boss buys a pallet of 404A every month for our supermarket racks, and a half a pallet of 448A for the newer walk-ins. We are required to keep 2 tanks on each of the vans plus 2 tanks of 410A. Wow. Dude, your boss's overhead's crazy. So let's get to the next one. Let's get to the price of, we did the price of 410A between $3.50 and $3.18 a jug. So here's 404A, and the only price I could get in California was for recycled 404A. So RSD was $753 a jug. So if you add California sales tax on that where I'm at, it's about $829 for 24 pounds. Let me say that again. $829 for 24 pounds of recycled 404A. The lowest price I found was $6.99. This is for recycled 404A plus tax. So you got to add another $69 on $6.99. So $770. So $829 or $770 for 404A. Yeah. So if you're taking that shit off your boss's van for your side jobs doing a gas and go, yeah, you're probably not going to have a job for too long. Oh, Freon Leon, thank you very much. Hit the like button, gents. Have we gotten any likes today? That'd be really cool. Hit the like button. Here we go. Shannon Knight, HVAC. Dave just gave me permanent eye damage. I warned you ahead of time, Shannon. I told you that light was bright. Oh, Freon. Yeah, Mike, how was your week? Let's go, Dave. I'm so far behind on the chats. I can't carry extra tanks. I already have to carry 9 different refrigerants on my van at a time. I don't think you need to carry that many refrigerants. What you gotta do is scale it down. So here's what NorCal Dave's gonna do, and I've done this in the past. Everything that I have that runs on 404A, I'm gonna stuff 448 in there. Make a TXV adjustment. Now, I might get boned on the ice makers. I might get boned, but I'm going to frickin' try it. And you can't mix them. You got to take all the 404 out, change the dryer, pull a vacuum, and stuff 448 in there and see what happens. And I'm going to try it. I think I'll make some videos on it. There's no way in hell I'm paying $829 a jug for 404A. And when 448 first came out, they were giving us 404A TXVs, and we had to set the superheat. I think I've talked about that before. So it might be 448 TXV, and we're switching you over. And they're going to be way ahead of the game. and it's time for us to be the great communicators as technicians. It's like, are you really going to pay $800 for your system's charge? Or are we going to pay, and we'll get to the price of 448 right now. Let's do it. The lowest price I found for 448A was $344. So you could pay $829 for 404, or you could pay $344 for 448. And then the price of the TXV and the labor, and you tell them in the long run, it's going to save them. Now, granted, we're all going to get screwed because the coils are going to be 5 or 6 years old, and then the coil's going to freaking leak. And then they're going to go, well, you just told me to switch it to this and do that. Now I got to do this. And, dude, that's the world we live in now. The whole industry has changed. And with the EPA and all this crap and the price of refrigerant is just... Dude, I hope customers watch this live stream and understand what's going on with the price of refrigerant. Check this out. So that's 448A is between 344 and 429 where I'm at. Now here's 134A. This crushed my nuts. 429 before tax. So you got to add another $42. So that's $470 a jug for 134A. Or the lowest I found it was $335. So you got to add $33. So yeah, $365. 68. $368 for 134A. So it's just like, dude. And I didn't even look up to see how much they're robbing us for the 290, for the R290, but this is crazy. And there is a ton of 404A equipment out there, like King of the Crease was saying. He's got grocery racks with it. Oh, man, let's see what he says. Soon Dave will have to drive to Reno to buy 404A. Hey, King of the Crease, to get a freaking generator for your house, you have to drive to Reno now. To get a freaking generator. A gas-powered generator. Yeah, I'm sure Google's gonna tell Newsom, hey, NorCal Dave's going to Reno to get a generator. That's how stupid this shit is. Oh my gosh, what happened to common sense, man? Yeah, you can't get a gas generator. Oh, lights $59 on Amazon right now. Oh, Fixer 69. If you can get the ArcFell Pro for $59, get that flashlight. Come on, come on. Let's be honest. It's a time to be honest. We're all flashlight geeks. Come on, every single one of us is a flashlight geek, dude. I can't get enough flashlights. Oh, turn that up. None of us can get enough flashlights. I can't get enough. You can't get enough. We love flashlights. But yeah, that's the price that I'm paying in California right now for refrigerant. So we are in, let's see, Michael Baxter, URI 485 for 404A. Well, you guys are getting good pricing, but what they did in California was, so here's what they did. So my price for 404A is probably a lot different if you're not in California. California's made that shit illegal. You can only purchase recycled 404A now since the first of the year. That's what it's supposed to be. So yeah, shit's getting crazy. Crazy. Let's see. Puff leg of is, I can't carry extra tanks. Oh yeah, we already talked about you had 9 tanks on your truck. That sucks. Isomatic and Follette. I still haven't emailed you for the Follette literature, Mike B. Oh, you guys are talking to each other. All right, so yeah, okay, we're caught up on the chats. Am I caught up? King of the Crease was my last chat. King of the Crease is busy like Marat. Marat's, dude, his Instagram, dude. And then he gets home after doing 10 million calls, and he's changing the brakes. He's changing the brakes on the Ford in the garage, dude. I love that one. Are you still here, Marat? Or are you fixing ice makers? Felipe's probably still out working.
He's a super tech.
Oh, he's a real super tech.
He's a super tech.
Trying to see if I got any more notes or what else I wrote down I was going to talk about. But the refrigerant prices are nuts. It's like, dude, man. You got to, I mean, they pretty much got us to where you got to find the leaks or you got to get proactive. I mean, you will go backwards fast if you dump a bunch of gas in a unit and split without finding the leak. Those days are over. If it's a tiny little unit, you already know it's the evaporator leaking. Come on. All those little reach-ins. It's either the condensate loop or the evaporator. What else leaks, honestly, on those? Might as well quote them both. New coil, new condensate loop. Pay the goofy guy. Let's rock and roll. King of the Crease, have you worked on the true ice machines yet? I haven't seen the true. Check this out. I worked on an old, those Manitowoc Q models. Probably, I would honestly have to say the best ice maker ever made in my lifetime. What do you guys think about this discussion? The Q model Manitowoc ice makers. I worked on one today at the day job. I had the maintenance for this kitchen. 2003 unit, and it still looked good. Evaporator's good. Making ice like a champ. I cleaned the crap out of it, and the thing's just chugging. I'm sitting there going, and I actually had to go on the internet and check the serial number again. It was before they put the date codes on them, and it was a Q model, and the thing's just chugging. That was probably the best ice maker ever made. And you guys know I'm a H.V.A.C fanboy. But that Manitowoc Q model was a great ice machine. Just stellar. Oh, what else did I get into this week? I found out this. I worked on these Lennox units for this ancient DNA lab. And they were like the super duper high-end Lennox condensing units, and they were spectacular. Has a circuit board on it that you could hold down the switch and pull up all the fault code history. It was, oh man, just great to work on. TXV fed. Got, everything's pretty much did a maintenance on it, and the thing just worked killer. It turns to find out the lady that runs, the big boss for that lab, is the one that was on Joe Rogan and did all those two wolves that they brought back to life from 75,000 years ago. So I thought that was really cool. Really, really cool. So I got to check that out. That was really neat. Are you guys hitting the like button for the goofy son of a gun? Smash that liker. What'd you guys get into this week? I'm always curious to know how your guys' week was. What was the weather like where you're at? Because I know King of the Crease, you're in New York. I can't remember where Puffaluffagus is at. You'd have to remind me. I know Cobra Runner's out in Arizona. Felipe's in SoCal. So I can't remember. Are we still on the air? Looks like we are. Maybe we'll wrap this thing up early tonight. He never calls tech support. Well, let's wrap this thing up. We had a good discussion. Oh, also, July 26th, Bellado Park and Tres Pinos. Better Days Chopper Show. I'll be out there for that. Let's do it. That should be a good time out. Super tech. Let's do it. All right, you guys have a great weekend. Gets his jobs done before. Yeah, he's a super tech. Never calls tech support. Yeah, he's a super tech.